let us talk about love for an empowered woman, 5D mystic, enlightenment, Solo-Polyamory. This is something we'll discuss in a minute. Divine feminine, divine masculine. Okay, so one, those of us who are 5D mystics, woo-woo, pseudoscience, for those who don't believe in mysticism, totally cool. I know enough about attachment and trauma information and neuroscience, neurobiology from 5D academics, educators, and in fact, the hard problem of consciousness. So I do it this way because a mystic will have the experience, perception, and also FYI understanding, because see, I'm a divine feminine with my own divine masculine. And that infinite higher human consciousness potential experience, it's called consciousness, which means that I'm a flexible, adaptive, coherent, energized, stable brain. Thank you, Daniel Siegel, because I have a relationship with my embodied brain, my human being embodied brain. I don't need stories from the ancient scriptures, which are where our 3D, 4D are. And that's why they keep using words such as energy vampires, dark auras, spiritual this, spiritual that, and I'm not going to use it on purpose, but they're in that divide of separation consciousness, which is where what they have essentially is an inner child that doesn't believe in their self, is not coming out to play, and is on Elsa's journey, on a forever ending journey without realizing they have an ego self, that whole 3-year-old heart that we get to talk about. So the first 3 years of every human being life, according to the sciences. Now, if you want to be a flat earther, be my guest. That's why, as a mystic, I am okay with the whole woo-woo stuff and pseudoscience, because there's academics, and I'm an academic as well. I just don't choose to do content creation for academia. No, it's for people who want to do personal development. They want to be their self, and it's really fun to build a snowman. So love is, I accept, respect, and love you just the way you are. I lovingly accept you just the way you are. It's called being a somatic empath. It's called that I'm unflappable because I have secure attachment and a differentiated self. So my thoughts and my emotions don't have to match my herds. That's why I don't go around being unapologetically rude. And that's why an actual divine feminine, and I say actual because there's a lot of feminines that call themselves divine feminines because they have clairs, which they actually think are magical powers, which are not magical powers. In fact, actually, the relationship with the sphere of consciousness is one of deep, I want to use words that are not going to highlight it in any way that involves necessarily a belief system, because that's the whole point. Moving into the Enlightenment Soul age group and into infinite higher human consciousness potential means you understand human evolution consciousness. So I'm going to go back to Daniel Siegel. Flexible, adaptive, coherent, energized, stable brain. It's integration of the brain. So neuroscience, neurobiology, all of those in the good mental health group know all about why behavior, thank you Janina Fisher for this one, is not to be pathologized, but it is to be understood. Your implicit memory, like mine, is something that comes up. Sensations, images, affects, meanings, behaviors. Thank you, Peter Levine. So people who don't know anything about attachment and trauma, you will notice. And the divine feminines that are out there with the saga, they're not divine feminines, because if they were, they would be the nurture that a divine feminine is. And so with our own divine masculine, our mind, we have no inner conflict. We don't go crapping on people, men, women, theys, it doesn't matter. We are busy with our own inner child, making sure that it can come out and play. Thank you, Mom. So I got lucky. I have secure attachment and a differentiated self. And at age of 3, I was already this. And I got to keep on being lovingly accepted. I did not work for love, which is why relationships are not hard work. Commitment is not hard work. It's a matter of finding a healthy self-worth person who won't ditch you for what is basically all the movies out there. Yeah, the whole adrenaline, that's all lust, not to mention low self-esteem, indirect communication, passive aggressive, and people who are doing rumination in their temporal junction. If only they got one of Tara Brach's videos, they would learn how to close that lid. This is Daniel Siegel's hand model, which he gets actually criticized for while he's making it accessible for people to understand how their brain works. So when you are in alert, 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 which is what people are in when they think that love, meaning that one and another human being, because yeah, unfortunately, people think love means only that, which I totally agree, Sadhguru. Love is not just that. Relationships, you have relationships that are intimate with people that will have never touched you, that you will have never met. Oh, yes, mystic again. So here's where we don't get lost on our journey, because unflappability is I'm a securely attached human being who has downloads, channels, guidance, and I know that it's not part of the ancient scripture because we are in the present and not in the past. So people who don't have their own identity, they don't have a divine feminine because they don't know their 0-1-year-old attached panicky. They don't know their 3 to 7 shame submissive. So they don't know their karma. They don't know their child charged parts. And this is like a basic. Okay. So on that note, what we do, we love freely as divine feminines with our own divine masculine. And when we meet other divine masculines, because I'm a divine feminine, I will know that I need a divine masculine, because my eyes, when I look at you, I will see your inner child. That is what a divine feminine with the prefrontal cortex, which is FYI, somatic empath. So I don't have to be a mystic. In fact, I don't even need to be in this Enlightenment Soul age group. If you meet any of those that I have the honor to learn from, the attachment and trauma information people, they are way more completely grounded than I am. I get really passionate sometimes and upset at the fact that a person will want to use the word smart and then they will ditch a healthy self-worth partner that is unconditionally loving because they want to go get treated like a piece of shit because they didn't understand about shame and defectiveness, because they don't believe in being self-compassionate, because they didn't go and get attachment and trauma informed, FYI, and then they didn't figure out, oh, wait a minute, I think that I've been actually, doing myself a disservice. Until a human being doesn't feel deserving of love, they will react. In fact, it's a reactive button for anyone who is not in favor of unconditionally loving their own self and not in favor of returning home to their humanity because of how much stuff can come up. So when I look at the screen, I'm from my higher social engagement system, and I'm not judging anyone. I'm curious, open, accepting, loving. Thank you again, Daniel Siegel, because of an integrated brain, which means that my default mode network is downregulated. You have no weapon. I'm not in danger. So love is free, and there's no attachment also, because I have secure attachment, safe haven, secure base. That's why Solo-Polyamory. I can regulate my own nervous system, and I have more than one lover. Yes, the way all that goes, it's between me and my lovers. And that's because it's a one-on-one conversation, and it's not actually, let me give you a hierarchy. No, relationship is non-hierarchical. And in fact, it's all about anarchy in this divine feminine, because again, we are connected to all. So I'm going to read, if I have time, these cards, because the essence of these cards are coming through for the actual divine feminines, the 5D mystics who will be navigating over here. Because for the 4D, they're on Elsa's journey thinking they're a special key, and they in fact do harbor resentment and hatred for men and divine masculines and the entire world. They in fact do this thing called, misanthropy. We hate, dislike, or distrust humankind. The people who are not empowered, it's because they don't have integration of the brain yet. They're not their mammalian heritage. If only they would learn from the good therapist and then go to good therapy, the whole world would be heaven in the body. But, that's not how it works. So let's move forward. Wild woman, the essence of authenticity and freedom. No societal constraints, cultural conformity. That's because inside here, you know how to handle yourself with a functional adult. So you don't abide by the shame defectiveness button of let me go please appease someone. Earth. Earth represents the gift of life, the human body, the physical body. You are part of nature. We are all part of nature. And in fact, treating your body with inner and outer well-being means allowing yourself to get a handle on your higher social engagement system, because that's the blissfulness that you will hear Sadhguru and any spirituality, yoga group talk about. It's your embodied brain that you can work with if you work with that tone and work with bilateral integration. And this is Pachamama, not wild woman. Pachamama, unconditional love that the earth has for all her children experiencing biological body thanks to Pachamama. The joy and pain, the emotions we experience, everything that comes up. It's when you work on integration of the brain, you don't have to suffer. The boundless love of Pachamama is you being able to be your inner child, to believe in yourself, humanly speaking, to achieve your humanity. In fact, as our lovely Sadhguru points out, if you overflow with humanity, divinity has to descend. So love is free for those of us who did get the opportunity to carry our whole 3-year-old heart. We get to keep chit-chatting about this, divine feminine, divine masculine, inside and out, and complementing each other with healthy self-worth partners. In my case, men. others days. Women, tune in for more. Have a great one.